Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tarot by Cecilia on Patreon and members only on Facebook. This is your weekly tarot guidance for the week of February 15th to the 21st of 2021. I'm going to put this week in the top 5 for the year, okay? Could be, higher than that, and maybe on a degree of difficulty, we'll give it an 8. All right, you're probably going, oh my God, she's always so positive. What's all this about? Well, let's see what we have going on this week, because it's been building and there's definitely something happening. This week on the 18th, we will see the sun enter Pisces, which will make for one less heavenly body in Aquarius. Mercury goes direct at 11 degrees Aquarius on the 20th, but that is not the time to take action. I would wait until at least March before moving forward with things. We will see Venus trine the North Node on the 15th, indicating a new direction in love or money. On the 19th, Venus will square Mars, and this will definitely be one that will affect your relationships, but to what degree is going to be determined by the person that you already are. If you're someone who has had many relationships, you're more than likely, even though Mercury's retrograde, gonna, dive in head first to something in a very impulsive manner, perhaps simply out of, sexual desire, all right? But chances of it lasting are not good. There's also, when you're in a relationship, whether it's a good one or it's a bad one, if it's a good one, maybe, that aggression can be taken out in some form that pleases both. But the Mars factor that's here is one that if it's not a great relationship, somebody's going to be pushy. Things can get out of hand. All right, so be very careful with that. All right, it just, tempers flare, that type of thing. And then I skipped over one because I wanted to save it for last. This is our big signature aspect of the entire year, and it's been building, and in some way or another, you've definitely been feeling it. It is a square on the 17th between Saturn and Uranus. It is the first of 3 squares happening this year. And to give you an idea, I'll go the dates anyway. February the 17th, June the 14th, and December 24th. And then the next time we see this come back around is January 7th of 2043. All right, this is something hasn't happened since 2000. All right, so pay attention. The themes will be different that it revolves around, but the way things go down may very much feel familiar to you. You may see unexpected changes occur this week that are not to your liking, okay? There could be a great deal of tension and stress that is around. If you are someone who is able to go with the flow, and I'll admit, I've always been very good at it, but lately I don't know how well I'm flowing here, but I'm going to give it a try. You just kind of bounce back from it, and you look for, the opportunities. How can you make it work for you? Because we know with Saturn, there's a hard lesson that's there. And with Uranus, it's out of the blue and totally unexpected. It's kind of like the universe is going to take a highlighter this week to your life and say, see this right here? This isn't working. Okay, that type of thing. So you're going to be forced to do something about it. It just, I wouldn't think of it as the means to come up with your best ideas this week as well. I think facing the challenges that crop up is going to be a better way to go, okay? Even though you do have the sun entering Pisces a couple days, later, it just, because the Pisces energy is more creative. But you will find these themes prevalent throughout this year, okay? Just remember that. It'll touch upon it 3 times where it really hits home. Now the cards. Do you know how many readings I've done in my life? All right. Never have I ever put down cards and just was doing a big old WTF because I was like, well, this is not an easy week. All right. By a long shot. Whatever it is about. Now, I think it's best not to overthink whatever's going on. You know, you're being led in a new direction, okay? But sometimes this type of forced change can be very difficult. You may very well perceive some of what is happening as betrayal, but I think that you will find that you have greater clarity around the time of the full moon on February 27th, which is at 8 degrees Virgo. You may feel justified in what it is that you are doing, but boy, I'll tell you, it's like karma's making house calls. Yeah, there is that which, of course, you do not see coming, and that is always worrisome. You know, sometimes just thinking about that is worrisome, but looking at, see, the challenges are forcing you to separate. But I feel like come April, things are really good. Okay? You've worked it out, whatever it is. All right? At least the first of these 3 challenges that are coming up this year. So, you know, it's going to be how you take charge of the situation. I'm not 100% sure if you can. It's still in this retrograde until the 20th. So you got the retrograde going on, forcing you to look back, to review, etc., all the rewords. And I just think that there is, I don't want to use the word lost, it's felt, but what's missing, okay? What is missing? Because whatever is going on here, it hurts. You know, it could be financial, it could be people, but it's also working at getting you to look at the positive side of things, on the bright side, if it were, because I think you're making an important decision before the week is over. Be conservative in your approach to things. I think that deep down, you know that there is, you know, just dealing with the conflict and the tension, there's some form of resistance. You're probably reevaluating also your hopes and dreams. I mean, so I think when, you know, for me to say something like that, it has me thinking to myself that something becomes obvious to you, that it isn't going to happen, all right? Whatever that means. And you may be saying, but that's what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know. Now, once again, trying to take charge to be successful. Saturn is very restrictive and limiting you in some capacity in your life this week. But that doesn't mean, I don't want you to think that this whole week is negative. That does not mean you can't pull out opportunity, all right? I want to say that sticking with what is traditional, you know, what is orthodox, and whatever that means for you, it's going to be helpful, all right? You definitely can't color outside the lines, okay? It's just not happening. Feeling like someone threw a monkey wrench in your plans for happiness. Wow. You know, just, it's all the more reason not to rush, okay? Not just Mercury retrograde wise, but I think things are a little foggy. They're not clear. And I think that some people are misrepresenting themselves. You know, maybe not intentionally, but you can't see who they really are. I think by the time you get to the last week of March, when the sun is in Aries and the new astrological year begins, I think that's an important time right there. Okay, that is when you are better able to clear your path toward what you want. It's like, you mean business, all right? You still got quite a bit there that you're focusing on, that you are trying to, manifest in your life. But from this point to that point, there may be some things that you have had to let go, have had to sacrifice. They just don't make it to late March, early April. So if you feel forced this week to kind of weed things out in your life, know that it allows room for new growth, for new beginnings, all right? There are a lot of changes that are on the horizon for you. I think that there's a great deal that's going to happen this year, and you're going to feel like you fought the good fight, but some things didn't work out. Well, probably, see, what I mentioned the full moon that's coming a little bit ago, and I think that by the time that full moon comes, you've, said, okay, I've just had enough of that. This isn't working. I'm not doing it anymore. Time to try some new things. But see, this is a good thing, because when Saturn teaches you a lesson, you open up your possibilities, your creation. I start to see the creativity everywhere. It's like it's spouting. I guess maybe that's not the right word to use, but there's opportunity to open new doors. Where you could go wrong, and what could cause you to crash and burn would be, with that Mars thing, and, losing your patience, all right? I think it's, it's setting you up for failure if you are too impulsive. Relationship goals. Boy, this is a really interesting week, okay? The way I'm telling you, never in my life seen the cards coming out the way that they are. And it just amazes me. There's some extra effort here being put into, not just love relationships, all different relationships. What is it going to take to make them work? And, some of these, that they need the extra effort. There's also entertaining relationships from the past and what to do about them. Because Mercury, the retrograde, even though it ends on the 20th, you still have the shadow period. So all this is going on, and there's, making it a goal to connect, all right? This could be born from feeling isolated, I admit once in a while I feel like I need to get out, but I basically stay in all the time. But I do, connect with people every day as best I can. Now, just looking at this, what it's karma, all right? And I don't think it's bad karma, although there are obviously those who have it. But this is leading to, and it's not you, it's others. It's getting on, see, because I'm talking about relationships here. Whether you know it or not this week, and I don't think you do, if I go back, if I go way back there, all the way back to the beginning, you don't know it. But a path that you choose is, and it's in my head, I'm trying to explain. Let's say that you're on a path, someone else is on a path, but you're not on the same path. And I remember seeing this many years ago, that, it was a journey to get on the same path. Think of it as a wishbone, okay? With like where the little forks are at the bottom. Am I making some sense here? You're on one, someone, another situation, whatever, is on another. Eventually, but not right now, I don't think, those two are going to come together. See, and the universe is setting it all up, so there's little things that are going on that you need to pay attention to. But I would say, wow. See, as bad as some things seem, because with Saturn and Uranus, it can feel overwhelming. And that's just it. You don't know it yet. But this forced change, it's the best way I can describe it, is forced change, is putting you in a direction that is leading you toward, could be what you want or what you didn't know you wanted. Okay, either way, I think for some people it does apply to the what you didn't know you wanted, because you may very well have been wishing for this, but that doesn't mean everybody is, or that everyone's intentions were in that direction. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but trust me, later, after it all transpires and you look back on it, which I don't know, it could be like late this year, you're gonna go, wow, I see what she was talking about. I see how it managed to, change things. But March, after the equinox, things are really moving. All right, just want you to know that right now it is a matter of kind of, pacing yourself, getting through the retrograde, dealing with the conflict, because right now you're in a more defensive position. But give yourself a month or so, because everything right here, it's very, very odd how the cards have come out today. All about balance and achieving that balance and finally getting things going. So have, patience, actually, all right? So I think that you learn the value of not overdoing things, not doing things to excess. Can I just say, wow, that whatever happens, just deal with it, honestly, because where it is leading, especially after March, all right, you're going to be able, it's like breathing in April, and I kind of feel like that's in the second half, okay, but the universe has your back. You just need to do your part, all right? Yeah, I can see you being tired and, doing your best to put things on track, to be in control, that type of thing. And I don't know if updating on myself will help give anyone an idea, because if you've been with me from the very beginning, you probably have a small inkling of how much work I was able to put into a day. And now I feel like I do about 1/100th of that. All right. I was literally going and going, and I could pump out guidance like you wouldn't believe. And, between the things I recorded all day and the people I read for, and I even did written, post as well for everything as far as readings go. So, yeah. Do I hope to get all that back? I don't think I can, but I'm still not feeling great, all right? At least I'm able to talk now, which is an improvement, but it's labored, let's put it that way, because right now my ribs are in extreme pain from all of the coughing, which you don't hear because I keep pausing. But when I look at this, I'm like, okay, I don't know what's coming for this week for me personally, but I know it's probably not going to be easy, but I'm going to find a way to deal with it, because I want to get to that part where I can feel like there's, put your feet up and rest and that type of thing, and, being able to breathe again. So, everybody has a different story. You really, truly do. And this is, as I said, the 17th, June the 10th, and December 24th. I believe those were the 3 dates that I gave you. And those difficulties that Saturn is highlighting are meant to get you to where you need to be. All right. However, wherever, whoever, whatever. It's happening. How you handle it is what's going to matter, not what the cards have to say. All right? So I want to thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.